Thank you, Matt. Well, it is certainly the call no 911 dispatcher ever wants to hear: officer down or shots fired. But that's exactly what our next guest recently experienced. Katie Kane is a Shelby County 911 dispatcher, and she was working the morning of March 22nd when two Shelby County Sheriff's deputies were shot while doing a welfare check in the Meadowbrook neighborhood. Fortunately, both deputies survived, thanks in part to a quick response from multiple police agencies. A suspect is now facing charges in that shooting. Katie Kane joins us this morning now to talk about her role that morning. And Katie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
No, again, I'm sure like you, like the rest of us, we're all thankful those officers are going to be okay. You've been on the job for, I guess, 3 years, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So, and a graduate of Thompson High School in 2016, and I'm sure you've dealt with several emergencies that have come in, but this obviously was an escalated situation. Just take us through those moments.
So that morning they responded to a welfare check. Next thing you know, it was officer shot.
Did you
Sent
hear?
everyone.
Now but you were on the call with them at the time, right? Because you can hear what's going on.
No, it wasn't a call. So
okay.
it was. They just said to us, "We have a deputy that's shot. Send everyone you have."
And you get that communication instantly?
Through the radio, yes,
okay.
sir.
All right. So when that came in, what next?
It was like tunnel vision for me. Everyone just started doing what we had to do. It wasn't just me, it was all of my teammates with me. They called who they needed to call, helped type notes, made contact with who needed to respond out there, and it was get anyone and everyone there as fast as we could.
And for folks who don't know, if you go to the Shelby County 911 system, there are several people there. They got computer screens up, and there's a network of people they have to contact and things they have to do. But I'm told by your superiors, though, you were calm, you were composed throughout that whole time. What helped you do that?
I think I just went into tunnel vision at that moment, and I just relied on my training that we do when you first start, and it really did help get me through everything. And once it was all over, I kind of was able to decompress and realize what actually just happened.
Well, let me ask you about that, because maybe you get home and you didn't watch the news, or you did, but how were you able to process everything that did happen?
I was talking to a bunch of friends. We have a peer support group that comes in and talks to everyone, and I think just I went outside the next day, went on a hike, so that was nice just to get out in the sun and help relax.
Mm-hmm.
and
But when these are your first responders in the field, whether it's fire and rescue or law enforcement, it's personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know a lot of these deputies.
Yeah, so we've built the connection with most of our agencies that we're with, and I knew the people that were there and the deputies that were on scene, and when they said shots fired, you don't know who it is or where they've been shot or what the condition is, so that was kind of gut-wrenching, but I'm glad it ended the way that it did.
And as others are helping, what are you specifically doing to help coordinate things?
I was able to just focus on just my console instead of being room aware of everything else, and I was talking back and forth on the radio, trying to get people to and from where they need to be.
You're talking about the other units you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So we had a bunch of different agencies come in and help us. They didn't even call, they just heard it and immediately came to the scene to help everybody.
Yeah, it says a lot about those other agencies. By the way, in case you didn't know, Katie is the National Telecommunications Telecommunicator of the Year, I should say. It is National Telecommunications Week, and there you getting that recognition there for winning that award there. And there were some people who may be watching, you're like, I would never be able to do that. I would not be. What would you say to people? Because we need more 911 dispatchers.
Yeah.
What would you tell them? What would you challenge them to maybe think, maybe consider this as a career or a job?
Yeah, at least just try it. It is a very fulfilling job. You have to be able to multitask very well. That is one thing that I would say that you have to be pretty decent at, but it's a very good job.
How much training did you have to do to go through? How many hours to not only do the essential stuff, but then handle a situation like this?
So you do 3 weeks in a classroom setting where you kind of just learn about our CAD system and kind of what to say on the radio and how to say things. And then after that, you go onto the floor with a trainer, and you're with your trainer for about 2 months, 2 to 3 months, and you learn each console and who does what and their SOPs and what needs to happen. And then after that, you're on your own.
After you learned the deputies who were shot, now they're recovered, have you had any contact with them, communication with them, or them with you? Tell me about that.
Yeah, no, they're great. I love those guys. They're back at work now, so I'm glad that we can all be together now, and I'm glad that it ended
right.
on a good note.
I want to finish with this, though, because there may be somebody who finds themselves in an emergency. What advice would you give somebody when they call 911 to be prepared to give you the information that you need to help in a situation?
Location. First and foremost, location, and then it's hard to stay calm and cool on the phone, but just give us that location and we'll get somebody there as fast as we can.
And it's your job to keep us calm. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we thank you for being calm in that situation and all the others working at Shelby County 911 Dispatch. The 2023 Telecommunicator of the Year, Katie Kane, Thompson High graduate. How about that?
Thank you.
Sheldon?